Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all had a lovely Christmas and that you had some lovely things and you ate some nice food and and that you just had a really great time. I'm back in the old polytunnel this morning. I'm checking out some of my Christmas gifts as I had quite a few garden related ones this year, so I'll just quickly show you a couple of the things that I had. I had some new watering cans, some nice bright pink ones, so I'm not going to lose those because I have got green ones, only a couple sort of leaked, so I had to get rid of those. And I find with green ones, you put them down in the grass with the trees in the height of the summer and you're looking around thinking, where did I just put that watering can? So I've had some nice bright watering cans there. Underneath this netting, which I just put over the top of them as a bit of a fleece protection, because the temperatures are going down to 0. Feels a lot colder, but under the cover here it's only got down to 0. But I've had 2 dwarf cherry trees and also a couple of little blueberry bushes. So these I've potted on in special compost because they have to go in aerated compost, and then I've potted these on in pots until I can prepare a special place to put them. So that was a couple of my Christmas gifts. I've also had a pink wheelbarrow to go with the pink watering cans, but that's still in a box at the moment. So that was a couple of the things I had. I had some lovely gifts. And that was just amongst a few. So I'm out here in the polytunnel sort of keeping an eye on things, seeing what's what. I always like to get a bit of fresh air, and my polytunnel greenhouse is my happy place, so I've come out to sort of have a little look. And I just thought I'm sort of reflecting on 2024. It was a bit of an odd year for us. I started off, I was supposed to be having a no spend year this year, and then life went a bit upside down as we sadly lost quite a few key elderly family members, and my daughter came to live with me for about 6-7 months with her big dog, and I don't know, life just didn't go quite as we were planning it to. So although I didn't do a total no spend year, I did do quite well. I did cut down on a lot of things, and I've just made a few notes of things I didn't buy in 2024. So some of the things I didn't buy this year was clothes. I bought a top for £1, I think, in January this year, and then I didn't buy any more items of clothing this year at all. I've made do with what I've got. I had a few cast-offs from people that were getting rid of things. I have got some vouchers which I haven't spent yet. I was waiting until there was something I needed, but I think the one I might have to use soon. So I didn't buy any clothes at all. I've made completely do, as I say, with what I've already got in the cupboard, and oh sorry, moving the camera there, and a few things my kids were getting rid of. I had a few jumpers and bits and pieces. The only thing I did have to buy this year was shoes. For some reason I had a bad shoe year. I had to get a pair of smart black shoes for funerals because I only had some boots and they weren't really appropriate with the time of year and with the outfit for looking smart, and so I did buy a pair of smart black shoes. I had to buy a pair of trainer type shoes for work because my old ones had simply fallen apart and they were really hurting my feet, so I had to get those. And I did end up not so long ago having to get a pair of Wellington boots because mine had really big holes in them and my feet were getting absolutely soaked. And I walk the dog twice a day, at least twice a day, and I take her around fields and stuff, and I was coming back and my feet were so wet it was ridiculous. So I did get a pair of Wellington boots. I needed a pair of boots, fashion type boots if you like, because my pair which I'd had for quite a few years was leaking again. I just seemed to spend most of the year with really wet feet, so I had a pair for my birthday. I used that as an opportunity to get a pair of boots that don't make my feet wet. So I got shoes, but I didn't buy any clothes. Right, I didn't spend a lot of money, as you could probably tell, on beauty treatments and products. I'm not that sort of person. I've never really been into lotions and potions anyway, but a lot of things I just haven't got the spare money. I don't know how people afford it. I don't have my nails done. I paint them myself. I am getting a little bit better. I sort of couldn't couldn't paint them a lot for work, but I'm in the middle of changing jobs, so I've been painting my nails a little bit more recently, and I've just been using nail varnish that I already had, which I think I just got from Primark or Savers or something, and it does the job, and I've been putting it on. And also my daughter is really into painting nails and stuff, and over Christmas she's been coming with her little kit, and it's when you put your fingers under a little light thing and stuff, and so she's been painting her nails a little bit for over Christmas. But I couldn't afford it. I mean, I have had it done a couple of times in my life, and they look really nice and pretty with all the acrylics, but it's like £50 a time, and I certainly haven't got that. So I've just been painting my own nails. I don't spend a lot of money on haircuts, as you can probably tell. I had a really dramatic haircut at the beginning of the year. I think it was around February time, when I had a really, really short haircut, and that sort of has lasted me for the rest of the year. And it's been quite good in a way. I've sort of, because I had the really short haircut, and now it's sort of growing out. It is due for another trim, but I've decided to grow it out a bit, so it's sort of a slightly different style. But yeah, I just haven't got the money for lots of haircuts, so I just tend to wear a hat. I mean, stick a hat on your head, fine, aren't you? So, but I am about due for a trim. I made a list here. I'm trying to, what else? Oh yeah, I mean, I don't spend a lot of money on beauty products, as in creams and makeup and stuff. What happens is my youngest daughter is really good. She gets me a gift box of bits and pieces for my birthday, and she's got me a few bits for Christmas, and that's how I do that. I don't spend money on that. I get given it as gifts, because I can never think about what I want really, and I really like useful presents. So she usually gets me a big thing of hand cream and face cream and lipsticks or eyeliners. She's given me a black eyeliner pencil for Christmas, all this sort of thing. So yeah, so I'm well stocked up with that for quite a long time. So I don't spend a lot of money on that myself. I get given it as gifts. What else? Oh, I haven't bought a lot of bits and bobs this year. Like, I've gone around shops and I've picked things up thinking, oh, that's cute or that's nice. And then I've put it back on the shelf. I thought, right, I haven't bought a lot of extra bits. I do seem to have spent a lot more money this year. I think sometimes I do go a little bit over the top with bits of cleaning products and stuff, and I could use up what I've got first. But I was a bit strange. It's been a strange year, and we've had trouble with vehicles, and I never quite know when I'm going shopping, and then I've ended up going shopping a lot more than I thought I was going shopping. But I've been very good with the bits and bobs. I've been a lot better on sticking to my lists this year. I've looked and admired a few pieces and things. I don't know, I can't even think what they were now. It's stuff I didn't need. I should have set this camera up, but I've sort of dashing in. I've got some more visitors coming tomorrow, so I'm in the middle of doing a bit of cleaning. You know what it's like over Christmas. So yeah, I've had a look at things, and in the past I might have picked a few of them up and bought them, but this year I just haven't. I've admired a lot of stuff, but then I haven't bought it. So I've been quite pleased with that. I've actually cut down in half or more. I just haven't bought the extras, but I do seem to have bought stuff. I could do better. I think I could cut down a bit more, but I have been pretty good at sticking to a list. I've also got a lot better at meal planning. I used to do this years ago, and I had the kids. I was really good at it, and then I've sort of waned a bit and things weren't going so well. And although I've always been pretty good at sticking to this sort of thing, I know in recent times I haven't been quite as vigilant. But this year I have sort of made meal plans and bought stuff accordingly. I do want to revise my menu and look at what I'm spending on food for next year, because I think there is room for improvement. Now I spoil the dog. There's room for improvement. These are the things I've learnt this year which I need to cut down on for next year. And the first one is I spoil the dog rotten. I spend way too much money on the dog. She has had masses of things for Christmas, but I think what I'm going to do is leave a couple of things out for her, put the rest away, and then as she ruins the toys, bring out a fresh one. And so I've got like a year's supply of toys to put away and just bring a few out at a time, because she is sport rotten by every member of the family. She has also got loads and loads of snacks, so I don't need to buy her treats for quite a long time. She's had a lot for Christmas, so I'm hoping to do a bit of actual training with her this year and stuff. So I've got plenty of little treats to give her for the training, but I do spoil the dog. I need to really look at what I spend on her, because I think I just spend too much money on the dog. I spend way too much money on snacks. Snacks is a downfall. We go off shopping, we buy bits and pieces to eat. We seem to buy lots of snacky stuff. I got into the habit at one point with work of popping to the shop and getting a few snacks for work on top of my food budget, and it adds up because snacks now are so expensive. So that is definitely something I need to look at for next year. I'm really going to look on cutting down on buying snacks. What was the other thing? I can't think what it was. Hang on, I'll grab my list. Oh yes, I really need to use up what I've got. Really need to use up what I've got rather than keep buying more and more things. And I think again that was the panic of not going off. And I think what I'm going to try for next year is, instead of trying to go off shopping to try and save a few pence, say, oh, let's go to Home Bargains because the bleach there is, say, 60 pence, whereas I can just go locally and get it for 70 pence. It's going to cost me 10p more, but I haven't had to do a trip out, I'm not picking up other things, and I'm not buying snacks because it's such a long way, and we've had it's like turned into a day trip, you know what I mean? So I think I'm really going to revise how I do my shopping and what I buy for next year, and fine-tune everything for my no spend year. I've started really well this year. I'm really proud of myself. I think on the whole it went really well, but there's room for improvement, and so hopefully next year it's going to go a lot better, and I'm going to spend even less money because I'm saving up for a special trip. So that's how this year went. That's a little bit of a preview of how next year I'm hoping to go. So that was what I wasn't buying, the major things I didn't buy this year. I think there's probably a few more, but I couldn't think right now. But that is the main things that I didn't buy this year in 2024, and I'm hoping to improve on that for 2025. Thank you for watching. I hope you had a lovely Christmas. Enjoy the rest of the celebrations, and until next time, let's stay frugal.